Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel. I'm a speech language pathologist turned homeschool mom to two boys, a rising second grader and a rising kindergartner. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking all about Singapore Dimensions PKB that I finished with my rising kindergartner in his pre-K year. So let's jump right into this video. This curriculum, PKB, is a continuation of PKA. Their curriculum from Singapore Dimensions is broken up basically into the beginning of the year curriculum and the end of the year curriculum. So this is what we got up to at the end of his pre-K year. Now this curriculum, I'm just gonna show you. And if you don't already know, I love this curriculum very much. So it jumps right into chapter 8. It's discussing ordinal numbers. So first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Then in chapter 9, we're doing shapes and solids. So learning about cubes, cylinders, and spheres, and learning about positions, learning about building with solids, rectangles and circles, squares, triangles, and a review of all those concepts. And then in chapter 10, we are comparing sets. We're matching objects, which set has more, which set has fewer, more or fewer, and then more practice pages. And then we go to chapter 11, which is compose and decompose. So in this chapter, we are learning about putting it all together and what's the other part. So this is the beginning, this is the foundation for my little guy learning about addition and subtraction. And in chapter 12 is exploring addition and subtraction. So it has adding to 5, 2 parts make a whole, how many in all, subtract within 5, and then how many are left. So really simple, having them understand that 2 things can add together and become a larger number, and then 1 number can separate and become 2 smaller numbers. And chapter 13 is the cumulative review. We reviewed everything we learned from PKA and PKB, and then at the very end they have 7 lessons for looking ahead. So again, these are all the things we learned in PKA and PKB, and then looking ahead, was sequencing, categorizing, addition, subtraction, getting ready to write numerals, and reading and math. Those are the chapters for PKB. I absolutely loved this curriculum. I think this curriculum works very well for my children. It teaches math at a very concrete level, and then it allows them for expansion, and then it allows them to really play with numbers and not just have to do worksheets, but really play the games. There are so many games in this curriculum. I couldn't possibly do every single game or every single station or every single art activity that is recommended for this curriculum. It would literally take me hours to do everything that is recommended in this curriculum, whether it be for setup or cleanup or just doing the lessons with my boys. There is just so many good recommendations in this curriculum, and you can pick and choose the games that are offered. I'm just going to turn to a random page, and this is for subtract within 5. So this is a random lesson that I turned to just now, and it has the objective that you're going to do. It has the lesson materials that you might need. Now these, it says number cards, BLM. BLM stands for Black Line Masters. The Black Line Masters, you need to print them out from the Singapore website, and they're in like a resource tab, and the Black Line Masters are used for many of the games and many of the art activities. So that's what BLM in this curriculum means. It means black line masters. But yeah, you see it here again, Apple subtraction cards, BLM, Apple tree template, BLM. So that's what that is referring to, just FYI, because I was confused in the beginning using this curriculum. Okay, so those were the objectives and the materials needed. Now explore, it literally tells you what you're going to be learning about and any questions that you might have for the children. And then what you're learning about, again, it tells you what you're going to be teaching and any questions you might have for the children. And this is the page from the child's textbook, so you can see exactly what they see on their textbook. This teacher manual is the teacher's guide, not the home instructor guide. I've heard that the teacher guide has a lot more games. But however, some of the games are for a classroom environment, so you can't necessarily play all the games in a homeschool environment, because like this one, it says you have to have groups of 5. Like, I don't have 5 children to have a group of 5 children. So some of these, it's more for the classroom environment, but I do recommend getting the teacher guide rather than the home instructor guide. I've heard that it's a better manual for the teacher to have. It has more resources for the teacher. These are the games that I'm talking about. So it has a whole group play activity. So yeah, that's one game you could play if you had more children, obviously. And then small group centers play. So there was an Apple number matching game using those cards that I was talking to you about earlier that you can print off the website. And then there's Apple Story Time, and then there's Snap, which is a number bond game. And then down here is the Extend the Learning, so you can compare stories using those Apple Tree templates. And here are some questions you could ask the children. And again, more stories to explore with the children. So just trying to expand upon as much learning opportunities as you can. And it offers some great questions for the children so that you don't have to come up with them in your own head. You have it right here. It can hold your hand. That's one thing I love. Again, I love about Singapore Dimensions. It really does help me as the teacher. It gives me hand holding. It allows me, because if I didn't have this manual and I just had the textbook and the workbook for the child, I could get it done, but this just allows so much more hand holding and like making sure that I am asking all those good questions that stimulate further growth and further understanding of the concepts. Because this curriculum does start out very concrete, but then as you get into the higher levels, it's gonna become more abstract, and you're gonna have more of the methodology that we have taught in the lower levels going to extend into those higher levels. So again, really concrete at this PKB level, but when you're going to get up to 1B, for example, I can really see that the skills being taught in this are going to carry over into 1A and 1B, and even KA and KB, obviously. I'm saying 1B and 1A because I've taught that level to my oldest child, so I'm familiar with it. Now for the students, they have 2 notebooks here. The first is the PKB textbook, and the second is the PKB workbook. So while we, teacher, have the teacher manual open, this is what the student is looking at. And I really like these student textbooks. They're full color, they engage the child, but it's not too busy. It's full color, but not overstimulating. It's simple pictures that engage the child. It's real world objects that the child is familiar with. They have lots of animals. They have lots of fruits and vegetables. There are actually fruits and vegetables in this curriculum that I got to teach my child because we just don't eat those vegetables or don't even have access to those fruits. And we got to like learn about different fruits from this curriculum. So that was like a weird extra added cool thing, but really like the simplistic pictures because it engages the child and it's very conceptual for the child. Now, for the workbook, after they do the textbook, they do the workbook. I can have my little guy open this workbook and engage with the pictures of the workbook pretty easily. So again, for that lesson 6, subtract within 5, the workbook pages that he had to do for that subtract of lesson were this one. Again, big, bright, beautiful colors, pretty simplistic. It just asks, it gives information and then a simple question. It's not overstimulating. So I would sit and do that with him. I would give him the verbal directions. And then there was one more page, again, some just simple word problems. So these are word problems starting out at the pre-K level, which again, Singapore Dimensions is known for having word problems that are applicable to real life. Singapore Dimensions does not just have workbook pages. It really delves into word problems that are real life that the child might have encountered before, images that the child has engaged with before. So it's really bringing math into the real world for the child, making it, hey, math isn't just worksheets. No, math is all around us all the time. It's one of the things we do every single day without even realizing it. Well, you guys, that is my review of Singapore Dimensions PKB. I really like this curriculum. Leave any thoughts, opinions, questions in the comments below. I would love to chat about this curriculum. If you are wondering if it was a good fit for you and your family, let me know any questions you have. Let me know if it's worked for you, or if you're like, what are you talking about, Rachel? This did not at all work for my family. Let me know all about it. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you found it educational and hopefully can guide you if this is the right curriculum for you and your family or not. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you are having a fantastic day wherever you are. Thanks for watching. Bye.